Well, I hope that was useful. There are increasing numbers of people with Android joining Clubhouse. I'm conscious that I haven't finished that demo yet. What I haven't shown you is how you can manipulate people within a room. So if you're a moderator, you can invite people up on stage. You can see who's got their hands up. You can put them back in the audience. That is something I will look to do. But I think, are all of us on Clubhouse now? Has everyone signed up?
I think
Well,
so.
even I, who is not the social networking kind of guy, I finally dragged myself into it yesterday. So yours truly faithfully is there now. And if you see my knucklehead out there, I'm definitely in there. So I will be doing some activity there on our clubhouse, in our club, whatever. What do you call it? Is that going to be our club
It's a
room?
club.
It's a club,
Or
yeah.
our
Club,
club?
yeah. So you create rooms within clubs. So if you do want to do some activity, go into the club and hit the start room button, and that will create a club room. The club without a room going on is just a list of names, really. So the admins have to go in and actually into the club and start a room to make something happen. And you can have more than one room in a club.
You can also have just a room without it being associated with a club too.
You can, yeah. So anyone who wants to talk about Android outside of the Blind Android Users Club can do that. It'll just be a bit harder to find.
Yeah, but we'd rather have you do it within the blind Android users so that people will find where you're at, right?
Yeah, exactly. But only we can create rooms in that. Only the admins can. So people just have to be patient till one of us does it.
It's actually a really great app, I think. I definitely swore that I would not get on it until the Android version came out. Everybody on the other side on the iOS said, jump on Clubhouse, where are you? And I'm like, well, it's still not on Android. So, but finally we've gotten it, and I'm just waiting for them to make more updates because we still have the old version of Clubhouse, and it's definitely not the same as the iOS version yet, but they are releasing it slowly and making lots of updates. So I'm looking forward to that.
They update it quickly. I mean, there are things that the Android version doesn't do very well. I mean, there are things it doesn't do at all, which is annoying, but there are also things it doesn't do very well. So in the demo, I discussed that I wasn't sure if TalkBack notified you when someone accepts your invitation to speak. If you put your hand up, because I was flicking around, I didn't know if TalkBack told you that you'd been invited up. It doesn't. iOS now, it'll autofocus and tell you. In TalkBack, it makes a noise and the audio quality from your speaker changes, and a little banner comes up at the top of the screen. So if you hear the beep and your audio change, you'll know. I don't think it puts itself as aggressively into the foreground as the iOS version does.
I see. What I would love to see, though, that I didn't see, and I was just kind of thinking loud to myself, was that I wish it would tell you when you see the names of people on the screen, and then you would know who is talking, like if you come across the person that is
the iOS version
speaking.
does that too.
Oh, it does that?
Yeah, it does it. The iOS does. Hopefully they'll add it to Android.
Yeah, hopefully
I'm sure they will. The other thing they need to do is tell you whether your hand's up.
Yeah.
Yes, and the thing with iOS, you can do a 2-finger double tap and it'll tell you who's currently speaking. And I'm not sure how they will transfer that over to Android, but hopefully they find a way to do that. But also, it does not tell you if people are muted when you're swiping through the room. It doesn't tell you, if they're muted or not muted. And that's something I'm waiting for them to fix.
I think this is probably one of the reasons why it's not being rolled out to everybody except through invitation. But I think in general, I kind of like the UI is nice and clean.
I really want the club admin features at the minute, because if I want to invite someone who's followed the club to join the club, I have to hook out my dusty old iPhone from the bottom of the drawer where it deserves to live and promote it undeservedly to use and let people join, which I'm doing very often because I don't want to keep people waiting. But when that feature comes to the Android app, I'll be a happy founder.
Yeah, I'll be happy when they let you make clubs on Android, because right now we don't even have that functionality.
Yeah, that's right. Although if you're very new, you can't make clubs anyway. You have to be active. I tried to do it early on, and it just said I wasn't important enough. I hadn't been using it often enough, and I should go away and try later and get a bit more active. And who did I think I was, basically?
Yeah, I don't know about this, but I was reading about this thing, and I hope it's not another repeat of Zoom, because there was some stuff out there that was saying, hey, they have their back end in China, and so they were denying that, no, we have our stuff in the US, and I hope we're not having another repeat of a Zoom debacle here,
Yeah, I felt sorry for Zoom, though. I mean, it grew very quickly, and the people that were really finding reasons to criticize it, bigger companies with chat apps had their own issues previously, and I think, Zoom's tried, hasn't it? We might not like everything it's decided to do, but it has tried to fix its vulnerabilities.
Yeah, and I think that really helps Zoom, because now we have a better Zoom than what it was, and I think it's good that these things is coming early on Clubhouse, and I hope that the issues get addressed too, because they're talking about security, and that's important.
Yeah.
The best feature that I like is, let's say you're talking on a club room without headphones, and your speaker is on, then no one can hear your talk back. Only you can hear. That is the best feature. I don't know how they do it, but that is a very nice feature.
It is good. They can hear your haptics, though, I discovered yesterday. The OnePlus has very loud haptics if you don't disable them.
My issue with Clubhouse is because most of the time I use Bluetooth headphones, and for some reason I cannot get my input to be my Bluetooth. It's just stuck on the actual device microphone, and so I always have to be holding the actual phone if I do want to talk. And I mean, this is just, it's obviously still in beta for the Android version, but has anybody experienced that, or is it just my phone or something?
I don't think it is your phone. Someone said on the email list they were having problems with this. I haven't tried it, to be honest. It's still in beta for iOS, by the way, as well, after a year.
Oh, is it still in beta for iOS too? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, they say Clubhouse as a service is in beta. It's not in beta insofar as you need to be on test flight, literally in beta, but they're describing the whole thing as being in beta.
It is in beta. Well, yesterday when I was talking with those girls, I had my headset on. Now, what I should have done was to leave my phone in the house. And maybe after this, we could try it real quick and see. I'll leave my phone upstairs and go outside and see if you guys can hear me or something like that.
Excellent. Yeah, so do check out Clubhouse. It's on the Play Store, or there's an APK mirror link, which is in the YouTube notes, I think, to the demo. We'll add it to the show notes as well.